Now, the Kenya Film Classification Board says it will not recommend renewal of the license of any broadcasting organization that airs programs involving sex and nudity between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Well, this announcement comes just hours after news broke of the new programming code for free-to-air radio and television services in Kenya. But as KTN's Patrick Amimo reports, the Media Owners Association has accused the Communication Authority of Kenya of attempting to regulate the media and warned that some provisions, especially on advertising, would cripple the vibrant media industry.
Sex talk on radio and television programs involving sex and nudity whose content is suitable for adult-only audience has been banned between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. by the Communication Authority of Kenya. The new regulations on programming gazetted by the authority have also banned airing of promotional material and music videos which contain scenes of violence, sexually explicit conduct, and/or offensive language during the same time frame. Telephone calls or interviews must also not be aired without informing the other party beforehand. The Kenya Film Classification Board has welcomed the regulations.
Broadcasting sexually suggestive content on television and the airing of raunchy radio talk shows in the morning where people discuss sex in the morning within the watershed has continued unabated, despite the fact that the media are aware that they are in breach of the same law.
The Media Owners Association says the Communication Authority of Kenya has ambushed broadcasters because the consultative process had not been concluded.
So when a new CS comes into place and then Communication Authority also rushes to gazette regulations that are still being discussed and have not been exhaustively done so, then it worries the media.
All broadcast stations will henceforth be required to obtain a certificate of compliance from KFCB to facilitate the processing of the renewal of their licenses by the CA.
The Media Owners Association is accusing the authority of usurping other institutions' mandates.
For the longest time now, the media in this country have failed, and this is very sad, to regulate themselves.
Interestingly, the regulations limit advertisement to a maximum of 14 minutes in every hour of television broadcasting. Advertisements in guise of news are also prohibited. Also, persons who regularly present news and current affairs programs have been prohibited from featuring in advertisements visually or orally, and the expression newsflash must not be used as an introduction to an advertisement. Media owners are concerned capping advertising to a maximum of 14 minutes every hour will weaken revenue bases of media houses.
We are investors. We have employees who rely on the media houses. Those employees have their families that rely on them. We also have content producers who rely on the existence of media houses to do their businesses. So if done haphazardly, they could have serious repercussion on the media owners.
Can I confess my ignorance on that and think these are some of the things that we need to discuss with the CA?
The regulations also prohibit televangelists from improperly exploiting their audiences by asking them to support them financially. Religious programs featuring supernatural powers and faith healing that aim to mislead or exploit viewers and listeners who may be easily swayed by such beliefs or practices have been banned. A section of the clergy has expressed concern the government will be infringing on freedom of worship in an effort to punish wayward preachers.
Kama kuna wachungaji, viongozi wa makanisa au wa dini ambao wametumia uhuru wao wa kuabudu vibaya, serikali iwafuate. Na isiweke kila mtu katika matatizo ya mtu mmoja ama wawili. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wachungaji aturuhusu watu watumie uhuru wa kuabudu na kuomba Kenya hii vibaya.
A section of Kenyans responded to the ban on sex talk shows.
It's a good idea because of the moral issue. We have to nurture a young breed of young people with better morals.
Kuna siku tulikuwa na my grand, alafu tulikuwa tunasikia hayo mambo, watu wakipiga wanaongea about mambo na sex nini. Nilisikia aibu sana. Nyanyangu alikuwa ananiangalia akaniambia, msichana wangu, unasikia hayo mambo, usisikie ni ya watu wakubwa.
And what is their take on seed preachers?
Mambo ya kutoa pesa niombewe nifanikiwe, hiyo yote ni wizi. Watu wengi tumetoa na hatufanikiwi. Shida ni ile ile ya mwaka ujao, mwaka uliopita ni shida.
I'm not seeing it wrong for the media, for the servant of God to use the media to reach people, to speak the word of God, and even to tell them to be saved, and even to support the programs, and even towards the preaching of the gospel.
The Kenya Film Classification Board says the regulations are not cast in stone and could be reviewed depending on stakeholders' concerns. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.